Welcome to the Wolfkeeper, a show that's just about everything that you could maybe think about, everything that you can feel that's inside of your heart. What I need for you to do right now is spend the next hour relaxing. Just stop your day before you go into 12 o'clock. And I just want y'all to close your minds, open your hearts, and relax and go on this journey with me. It's a beautiful place that you're about to go, because I want to make you feel, I want to just open you up and think about some things you never really thought about. Right now, the Wolfkeeper. Come on. Good morning, y'all. Come on. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Get ready. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Your boy, Toriano Sanzoni. Yeah. Chanelli Nell. My boy Tyrone Scott somewhere rocking the Doogie Dogs. Denzel's in his house. Shacky Shack. And for all the people out there that love us, we love you back. Thank you all. Get ready for an amazing show with the Wolfkeeper. Get ready. Here we go.
Yo, headbutts and slow blinks, good people. It's your boy, Sterling Trap King Davis with my girl, Chanelli Nell. We filling in for the big homie, Toriano Sanzoni.
Good morning.
What's up? We got our girl, Julia, in here. Julia, say what's up to the people.
What's up? I thought you said him, but...
What did he say? Head butts and eye blinks? That's a new one. I'm gonna have to use that one.
See, that's the CAT-Tober takeover. Head butts and slow blinks. So
Okay.
A cat in cat language, that's friendly. That's inviting. You get the head bunks and you get the slow blinks. Like if a cat slow blink you, that mean they probably trusting you. If they think you up to something, they like this. Bright-eyed and on you. But yeah, welcome to the Wolfkeeper show, y'all. We filling in. I got Toriano Sanzoni tied up in the closet. We sticking him with cat fur and making him a cat man, so he couldn't make it today. But it's all love. It's all love. We got my girl Julia, who is also a good friend of mine. Y'all might know her better as Cat Hustler. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and read this bio because she needs a proper introduction.
Hey.
So Julia Grosz has earned the nickname Cat Hustler through her intrinsic ability to pair adoptable cats and their humans through strategic copywriting and social media. She's developed her skills into a teachable set of practices, providing them to shelters, rescues, and the public across the country as Cat Hustler, a nonprofit organization. Her methods have impacted thousands of rescuers' approaches to marketing cats, resulting in incalculable lives being saved and soulmates being brought together. As Cat Hustler, she also hosts community building events and symposiums like the Academy that empower rescuers to expand their value to the homeless cat population. Holy crap, I didn't think I was going to get all of that out. That's how serious our guest is today, Julia. And I happen, before we even get started, before I hand it over to Julia, I have to say I was at the Academy. It was extremely dope. I'm still remembering how dope you had that elevator set up in that area where we was at, Julia. But before I run my mouth all day, Julia, go ahead and tell us some more about yourself.
Oh, well, you just did. There you go.
Show's over. We done. We got it.
I'm a middle-aged white lady who works with rescue cats, so kind of not super unique.
Yo, Cat Hustler is super unique, though. I mean, when I went to the Academy, one of the main things I liked about it is that it was more based around people that was on the ground doing it, like in the trenches, really doing rescue. It wasn't just hey, we got pretty cats over here type deal. It was really like for people that do rescue, that do this or that want to do it, that really want to learn serious about it. So that's a big deal. That is pretty special.
Yeah, there's a huge gap in all these convention experiences. They're all merch cons. Are all about what can we sell you? What can we? It was very for the masses, and every single one I went to that claimed to have rescue content, just it was for the masses. And since I work with so many groups across the country, I work from Anchorage to DC. There's no community for this. There's nobody catering to it. So do it. Don't wait around for someone to do it.
Right. I remember when you was putting it together. I remember when you was talking about it like, yeah, we about to do it big. And I was, like I said, I was there, perform. I did a presentation and a rap. So it was dope. It was dope. What I know everything is virtual now. You planning to do some more, or how's it going for this year coming around? Because it was like January, right?
Yeah, we squeezed in the one good thing of 2020.
Oh my goodness. And it was like literally the Academy was probably the highlight of good for 2020. And right after that event, it was just downhill. Like it was bad.
Super bad. Super
right.
Yep.
So what are you planning to do another event in January again or in the future?
Well, we were going to do January, and back in March, I kind of saw which way the wind was blowing. So I canceled it for 2020. It was just, we knew. Thinking about 21.
Okay.
No, not 21, 22.
22.
21 is off the table. Yeah, no. Especially
and that's
not
crazy because time flies. 22 will be here before you know it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, we want the time to fly now.
Yeah.
This year, this fly by 20. Go ahead.
Fast forward.
Yeah. But we do need to come together again, because I'm looking at everybody's posts on Facebook and everybody's hurting. Everybody is just in immeasurable pain. They've got this compounded grief, and they don't have the outlet of rescue. They don't have that feel-good thing in their lives anymore, or they do to a greatly reduced degree, and it's really affecting people. So I'm itching to get everyone back together, even if it's just to scream at the sky and get drunk in a field or something.
Right.
Oh, we need
Invite me, I'll be there.
Oh yeah, Melly, now you gotta come. You're gonna be around all the cat people though.
Oh boy.
You might get some cat fur on you. So Julia Chanel is a dog lover. She's not really the cat lover, and I don't know if you see her buddy Bentley over there.
Trying to get on the show.
Bentley.
I had to put him a chair up too, because he just like tapping, like he's really tapping today.
It's animal people, man. That's all
I
know.
Bentley is actually really the executive producer of the show. Real talk. It's all about Bentley. The show don't really start until he gets on. But Julia, let's get into it. Let's talk about some rescue. Let's talk about some TNR. Starting with what you were saying about, I guess, would that be considered compassion fatigue that we can't get out and do it? Because I am kind of, like you said, you know me, it's hard for me to be still. I'm losing my mind, not being able to do as much. So between the pandemic and my vehicle issues, it's been so let's get into that. How you said you you're seeing some of that online. Like how hard has it been for you with rescue where you are? Are you able to do much of anything out there?
I just started fostering again. It was too much anxiety about having people come through my place. I had 3 people come through for adoptions in March, and I can't. And a lot of people are feeling the same way. People aren't fostering, like the usual fosters aren't fostering. Adoptions are down. It doesn't mean that surrenders are down, but there's no place to put these cats. The vets aren't doing as many low-cost spay and neuters, so TNR is facing a slowdown.
Yes. I just got cursed out the other day for not being able to take in a cat, and I'm like,
oh wow.
Oh yeah, people get Julia, no, people get it. Is the cat world as beautiful and compassionate as it is? The cat world can get very.
Why couldn't you take them though?
Well, because I don't have the space. For me, I don't have. And she was like, I could TNR if the clinics are open. Okay. But the cat is coming back. She was saying that this particular woman was saying that she wanted me to come get the cat because it was bothering the other cats that she liked and feed in her community, but she wanted me to take that cat away. And I'm like, no, by fixing this cat, it probably calmed down some of that activity, and the cat is definitely coming back. I'm not taking him
bullying everybody in the block, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean he ain't fixed yet, so he probably running around still having those.
Right.
It's like, hey, this is my block. Like I'm tough around here, so.
Right. Get him out of there.
Julia, let me say this too about we talking about TNR. We got to give a shout out to some other dudes, my buddies that was at the academy too, and that's why I love you bringing people together. Cowboy Bob and Angelo, the Mad Catter, who I've been talking to. I was talking to Angelo earlier today, so we probably will be going to Virginia later on in November to do some trapping, like a mass trapping thing. Ooh, stay tuned for that. Yeah. So I know you say you've been having problems out there. Is it anything that you planning to do to work around that in the future? Like, do you see us progressing soon to get busier? Like, is it going to be a time where you could be like, yeah, you can come over without, worrying about all of this stuff? Do you see that coming soon, Julia?
I am. Like I said, I'm near DC, and so everything is super extra, ultra bad. And I'm kind of biased about this whole thing. The virus got into my grandma's nursing home back in April, and about a third of the people died, including my grandma. Wow. I don't have a whole lot of optimism about any of this.
Right.
But that's with extreme bias, I admit.
Yeah.
I can understand. I can definitely relate. I've actually lost 2 family members to the coronavirus already. So
yeah,
when people saying it's not a real deal, it's definitely a real deal because and it wasn't just at one age. It was my cousin was 29. My granddad was much older, so it wasn't even an age thing. As far as age, it's it's effective to all of us. So I definitely understand that.
And
I'm hoping.
I was like concerned about the nursing homes too, because my grandmother passed 3 years ago. And I'm like, if she would have lived through this, I don't know how I would have dealt, because she had Alzheimer's. So it was like a Alzheimer's facility. And I know that a lot of them were saying that, they were not having visitors or anything. And I used to visit my grandmother like every week. So I'm just, that hurts me to know that, what happened with, the third of the nursing home that you knew about was affected by it.
That's crazy. I've seen so many like pictures or videos of people like holding up signs outside the nursing homes or whatever because they can't go in and visit. And it's like, man, that's tough. That's real tough.
Yeah.
It's something. And I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but in all of animal welfare, we kind of think that, oh, it's an animal person. They're inherently a good person. Bad people can't love animals, can't not love animals. And then you start seeing the crazy stuff people are saying on Facebook, like, oh, you like animals, but you think some people shouldn't live. Got it. So that's I predict.
Like, how can you do the two, right?
Right. With my third stink eye, I predict a shift in animal welfare. A lot of families are being broken because of this. A lot of professional partnerships are going to be broken as well. I have a list. Everybody got a list. Whether or not they want to admit it, there are people that you probably don't want to work with anymore because, like, oh, I didn't realize you felt that way.
Right.
Oh, you might be.
Let's rethink that.
Yeah.
This is the year for it, though. This is the year. Like this year, I've had relationships be rekindled. I've had relationships be completely wiped out. I've been surprised that, like Julia said, like, oh, you feel that way. Wow, I never knew. So, okay. Well,
colors are being exposed.
Right.
Colors are being exposed, definitely.
Right. But that happens, Julia. You hit it though. That happens in rescue, right? Like we deal with that a lot. We preach the unity, but it can be a tough deal. And I do think in a lot of instances, I think we talked about this before, Chanel, that the mental part about it all, like you got the coronavirus, but because we in the house, we can't do what we normally do, our normal routines. I think mentally is getting to some folks. I mean, a lot of people, yeah. Julia, you see some of that out there? I know you do. It's you and cat rescues. Like you get, I mean,
tons of that. We're kind of white hot volatile types of people anyway. And this is bringing it out, man. Like being able to do this volunteer work and get some existential gratification out of, saving lives and bringing soulmates together. That keeps you going.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not who you are, but it's a big expression of who you are and like what you're made of. And when you're stuck at home and you can't do anything. And the shelters, some shelters are open, but it's very hard for the physical volunteers to get in there and do their thing. It's hard for every facet of rescue. I mean, it's rough. Like the dog people, this is a fundamental thing with or without coronavirus. The dog people go out, they get socialized, they get, validation from people on the street. Like, oh, you're doing such a good thing. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. Cat people don't get that. We do our work in the dark, literally. We're out there at like 3 o'clock in the morning trapping. We've got these fosters at home. We don't go out and, parade them around usually. Sometimes we do. But it's not a social thing to begin with.
Right.
So the social aspects that we did have are now taken away, and it's
it hurts.
Like I always say, you always have to dissect the positive out of every situation that we're going in. Like, although, we're stuck at home, thank God we have a home. Like, what about those people who don't even have a home to deal with, all that's going on? We're trying to manage the germs that we have within our homes. Like they have to try to manage what's going on in the, in the streets, So it's always like, I always try to say, man, this is a messed up situation, but let me see what I can get out. What positive aspect can I get out of this effed up situation, That kind of puts a different perspective on things,
Yeah,
So.
I love that about you, Chanel, though. Like, you are always positive. I'm trying to
Man. You
adopt
gotta
some of
be.
that.
Because this
That's
world will
gonna be
drive you nuts.
my new saying is gonna be the sterling silver lining. That's gonna be my outlook, the silver lining to things.
I like it. I love it.
I gotta adopt that way. I gotta adopt that way of thinking because that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So you say how many cats have you? Do you have a number for that, Judy? Like on how many cats you've adopted out or was able to connect to people like that? I know you did some with I think a Cat Hustler too, right? At the academy, I mean.
You mean adoptions?
Yeah, did you do adoptions there? Did you get some kitties adopted, or am I tripping?
No, I'm losing it. Choir. I don't have to do that.
I mean, I know you have. I just didn't know. I couldn't remember if it was at the academy or not.
No, but I do have a photo of every cat that I've helped get to their person, and they're all framed, but they're in a box now, so I can't show you my big fancy wall. But
holy crap, that'd probably be too big for the screen anyway.
It's a big one. Really big one.
I love it.
It's important because it's just a little cat face, but there's so much meaning behind it. I got started in this, just like a lot of people did, because of one cat or one animal that it changed me. And her name was Monkey, and every animal is somebody's monkey. So getting them together it was great for, I won't say healing the grief completely, but it gave purpose to the loss. And sometimes that's really all we need to keep going.
Right. I can definitely relate to that. I lost, as you know, and this was this helped spiral this year, like downward for me too. Is earlier this year I lost my cat Rick James, and that was horrible. But Rick for me was that like the meaning for Rick James, the fact that he passed on my birthday is one thing. I'll be able to celebrate him forever. But Rick got me started so much because I purchased him from a breeder and I got him declawed. And I didn't know 13 years ago that all this was wrong. That was totally wrong. And that's really what started help push me to say, man, there's probably a lot of people like me that love cats and they think they're doing the right thing by them, but they have no information or no way of doing it right. So that's definitely pushed me forward to try and help some people get engaged, get more engaged, help more cats. So that's a serious deal. So what was the cat's name again? You said they got Monkey. Yeah, that's amazing. So you rescued him out there?
She found me. She was a creepy little cat. I was living in some god awful monthly rental place down in Redneckville, and she just kept no place for a nice Jewish girl. Let me tell you, this cat just kept like showing up in my car every morning. Like she'd get into a locked car and wouldn't leave until I fed her. I'm like, all right, I guess that's my cat now.
Wow.
She would get
Yeah, I guess there was a hole in the floor or something. I have no idea, but she was pregnant, so yay!
Wow. Your first experience was serious. Did she had the babies?
Yep.
Oh, so you was bottle baby fostering
in the car?
No, she had them almost as soon as I decided to take her inside.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, that's all right. That's my life now.
Right. Like, what do you do?
I was 20.
No, you're better than me. I don't think I would I would have sold the car, everything. Like, no. Like, how you getting in here? No.
Chanel would have been like, forget that. We're doing something else.
Yeah. Like, what? Me hopping in my car, late for everything, and then there's a cat? No.
It was a really weird time in my life, so it made sense that this spooky ass cat was in my car.
Yeah.
But like you said, that helped you out though. Like that
Yeah.
probably pushed you through and helped you. Like with Rick James. Yeah. I don't think we know sometimes. Like we probably don't feel it until midway through that. Man, that pushed me through. That probably helped me keep my.
This was meant for me to have. Yeah.
Right. Help me keep my sanity. And speaking of sanity, Julie, let me tell you, there's an inside joke or inside thought that I'm sure me and Julia are thinking about right now that I won't bring up. I promise I won't. But
let us in.
Speaking of sanity,
let us in.
Go on.
What are some of the things, like we see a lot of that, like we was just talking about it, people not being able to get out, not being able to do their thing. What are some of the things, if you could give any advice or shoot some words over to anybody that's going through that, what do you think some things that we could do to stop some of the compassion fatigue, burnout, or just completely losing it in doing what we're doing, or right now not being able to do what we're doing?
Well, it's going to get worse. So you've got election stress, seasonal depression, COVID depression, physical isolation, another lockdown coming up. We got financial insecurity, all kinds of nonsense. So I don't know if you know this about me. I spend a few months every year out in the Alaskan wilderness for my job, my day job. So I'm very used to isolation. And I've seen year after year what happens to people. They crack after about 2 weeks, and you started seeing that back in April. Like people stayed, and then they started cutting their damn hair off.
Yeah. Losing it.
Yeah, it's consistent. Like what happens in the field happens here. Like I live in a tent village, like with 20 people, and the same thing happens when people get isolated.
Right.
So based on that experience, treat yourself to things that make you happy.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to paint, get yourself some nice paints.
Mm-hmm.
Get daylight bulbs for
balance yourself out. You got to balance. Yeah.
I covered my windows in that rainbow film, so every morning my cave of a place is just full of rainbows, and it's minor stuff, but it makes a huge difference.
Sunlight, all of that. Yeah.
Right. I can definitely dig it.
Continuing the work to stay happy. If you're not willing to foster, the solution I found, if you're not willing to foster and have adopters come through, make yourself available to boarding situations. It's like safe haven programs. If you've got, if your local shelter has one, there are people who are trying to get out of abusive domestic situations where they can't because they have a pet at home. You can foster that pet and make sure they have a safe place so that the person can get out. If there are people who are being displaced by financial insecurity, like they're getting evicted, foster their pet, make sure that that's not something they have to worry about. That way you don't have adopters coming through, you're helping someone, and you're just keeping that karmic wheel rolling.
Right. That's a good point too. And I like that, the boarding situation deal, because I actually just had a situation where it's kind of sad. Someone that's been a supporter of Trap King Inc. for a while. Her name is Amber. She's been battling with cancer, and she thought that the battle would be over sooner than it was. So now she's having to rehome her 5 cats. And me and a buddy of mine, Calvin Tucker, shout out to Calvin Tucker, Black Noah. He rescues everything. But we were working with a group called Pause Between Home, not pause, but Pause Between Homes. And that's a group that they do that. They board. I think they were providing like 90 days until people get back on their feet or get another place or something like that. So that's awesome and needed. That's needed like bottle baby fosters, because telling you to me still, have you done some bottle baby fosters, Julia? I know you probably had.
No maternal instinct. No.
Oh, listen, me neither. I had to learn the hard way. Because I don't have children, so it was like, you mean I got to get up every 2 hours and mix this KMR? Like I'm about to lose my mind.
That's almost worse than a dog. Like
Let me tell you.
I'm learning so much. I didn't realize. I'm like, I thought cats were just, for themselves. They're just company in the house. I didn't know you have to do all of that. 2 hours.
Listen, let me tell you.
So what are you doing?
They got formula. Like if the mom isn't there, then you got formula. So it's KMR usually. I mean, it's other types, but I was using KMR. So you got to get up, mix that stuff, make sure it ain't too cold, too hot, all of that. You have to rub their little butts, stimulate their butts so they pee and poop. Like it's a lot. Like I was literally sitting there looking like, how the hell does a mama cat do this with no thumbs or fingers? Like, how is she doing everything that I'm doing? And I don't think I'm doing it right. So what's really good? So yeah, bottle baby fosters is just as big, but the boarding, like Julia said, that's needed so much. Fosters, period. I mean, bottle baby fosters is a big deal. It was big for me because I felt like after I'm done, y'all mine now. Y'all my kids. I done been through all of this.
Exactly.
Like y'all my kids now.
That's why I say the good Lord made you guys for this. Because me, I'd have been like, every 2 hours, I got to wake up. Oh, no, thank you.
Right. I'm like that now. As soon as I did that, I was like, oh yeah, it's TNR for me. Yes, it's definitely I'm a TNR guy. I'm not a bottle baby foster guy. I'm not even an adopter guy because I had 2 cats I adopted named Kyrie Perving and Kevin Parent. And I mean, it was great that they came, that they was coming to adopt them, but I was like hesitant. Like, I think I'm giving you these babies. Like, I kind of know.
Not so much.
Right. Have you ever experienced that before, Julia? Like, I don't know about this one. This one can't get adopted. This ain't gonna work. Like, how often do you go through that?
That's how I got stuck with Piggy. She's got a lot of buyer's remorse. I didn't realize I was going to cry like that every time. So I'm like, oh no, baby, you stay with me. Adoptions now are weird, man. It is super weird. I just adopted out a kitten yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And we did a virtual visit, which is how things are done now. And I gotta tell you, man, I hate that. I hate it. Yeah. It's terrible.
How is that? Because it's like you say, a virtual visit. I can't touch.
Like I need to feel. I need to feel your energy. Yeah.
Exactly. And like I am big on like personal connections. I'll say, let's go out for drinks and then we'll see the sunrise. Like that's just kind of ass I am. But so, talking to someone for 20 minutes on Zoom and then, just handing a carrier out my front door to someone.
Wow.
Like, it gets the job done, and that's really what's important. But it does not feel great. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
I can imagine that because it's like, I don't, through virtual, if you show me a cat, I'm going to be like, oh, that's cute. Like right now, I see Bentley. I want to hug Bentley. But
right.
being Bentley in person, Bentley probably be like, yo, back up. I don't know you like that. Like, so that's probably how it is for the cats in the virtual situation. I mean, like you say, it's getting the job done. And shout out to people that's still trying to get the job done like that. That's a good deal. But I can only imagine, like, wow.
That's a huge adjustment, yeah.
Right. And the cat still don't know. The cat, you like, yeah, this is the person you just saw on Zoom. Here you go. That's your new home. The cat is like, what the? Yeah. The cat is like, what's Zoom?
Right.
Zoomies? I'll show you Zoom. We got Zoomies. So
it was a great match, but it felt super weird.
Yeah.
Do you get
almost
a lot
like
of
normal?
Have y'all heard of Zoom fatigue? Like I've been hearing that term Zoom fatigue a lot lately. Y'all haven't heard of that? You heard of that, Julia? Zoom fatigue?
What is it?
Well, I do a lot, like, because, and I'm sure same with Julia now, we do a ton of, everything is virtual. Everything is Zoom now. So it's like, you get to a point where you burnt out from Zoom. It's like you sitting in meetings like this, like, oh my, like, I don't want to see another screen. I'm tired of talking to the screen. Like,
eyes all buck and messed up. Cross. Yeah.
Like the Academy, Julia's event, the Academy, was the last event this year, and it'll probably be the last event until further notice that I did live. And that's why it's becoming more special to me by the day, because I miss it. And now it's like, and no diss to all the virtual events, because I'm proud that I could be a part of them, you know. So I'm grateful for that we can still do something. But it's a totally different thing from being at the Academy on stage doing a cat rap and standing in front of my in front of my
you can't feel
screen.
the energy or nothing, right? Yeah.
I'm super proud of what we did. It was a hotel packed completely with cat rescuers for a whole weekend. It was just a giant hotel party, and it was the best and brightest from the boots on the ground. And that's what I really loved about it, is that I intentionally don't go for A-listers. I don't go for the people who already have platforms. 40% of my speakers were brand new out of like 40 speakers. It was their first time ever doing this.
Right.
And that's what's important. You got to lift people up. You got to show them that your work matters, and what you're doing that's different can make a huge difference for other people. Because, you know, with the recognition thing, we don't get a ton of it to begin with, but it matters. The Atta Girl really, really matters.
Right. And I'm glad to be a part of that, because like you said, you usually don't deal with a lot of people with platforms like my big headed butt. So I was glad that you invited me in to be a part of that, because like you said, it's almost like you got different worlds. You got the fancy folks and then you got the on the ground thing. And I've caught a lot of slack from that, because people are like, oh, it's just a flashy dude trying to do this. And, you know, so I've caught slack from that too, but it's good to be a part of the real events, the real deal, because that's one of my main things, is to use my platform to shine a light on things that way. That people that's really been doing it. Because the women that taught me, they didn't care about a social media, Instagram, Facebook, nothing. They getting the cats. Like we'd have been out on stealth missions. You say this cat can't come back? Okay, watch this. We'll be out at 3 a.m. This cat coming back. Julia, you ever had some stealth missions like that where somebody was like, don't bring that cat back? And it's like, oh, this cat coming back.
One of the other things I'm really proud of with our speakers was that we're having people talk about what only they can talk about. For example, we had you doing, and I'm super proud of this because it's something that I've done with all of my, the previous academy as well, but we cover social justice and we cover race and rescue because it's a huge deal and it needs to be dealt with in a responsible and straightforward way. And you were the right person to do that, and that was great. We had Shaquila Brown and Dalal Salah from the DC shelter come in and talk about social justice in terms of serving underserved communities and how you find that through statistics and publicly available information. And this stuff is so important, and I feel validated, I guess, that these bigger conferences like, I won't say names because I got nothing but shade. The big national organizations are just now touching on it. And you and I and Shaquila and Dalal, we did it. We showed them that it had to be done. And then the rest of the world told them it had to be done. But we're on it and we're unafraid to touch it. I think that's really
that was it. That was still, like I said, not just because it seems to be my last real event, not just only that, but because too, that was the first. That was the first that we actually covered race and rescue. Like it's a topic that it was my first time discussing it. I've had people tell me before, like, what are you going to talk about? We don't want to touch on certain things. So be careful. And you gave me the platform and was like, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it, which it was fun too. Chanel, I wish you could have saw it. Like I even had a volunteer come up and help run through, like, you know, a situation if you were being a white woman going in a neighborhood, a predominantly Black neighborhood, trying to rescue some cats, like what you go through, what you might hear, how to handle yourself. And that's near and dear to me because I dealt with that when I first got started.
And that's so relevant too, because you don't really a lot of people are scared to touch on those, subjects, or, they're not, it appears to be awkward for them, So it's like, hey, yeah, that's good. That's really good.
It's a difficult topic, but we have to talk about it because I know that was, like I said, that was my main thing. That's another thing that helped me get started is because, or to take things further, is because my volunteers, when I was the community cat coordinator for the county shelter, that was what I started getting. My volunteers were all white women, and we would knock out a colony, knock out this colony, knock out this colony, and then they'll be like, okay, Sterling, listen, we're not going to that one, or that one. We're never going there again. Like,
and me as a Black woman, I'll be like, nah, I'm not going there either. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we're scared of our own people. Like, heck yeah. I'm good. You can have that one.
we was talking earlier about my homies Cowboy Bob and Angelo, the Mad Catter. I was out in Philly trapping with them one time, and we went to a neighborhood where a woman got robbed trying to feed her colony, and we was going in there to help her out. And when we got to the neighborhood, I was thinking, damn, I don't know if I want to really be out here.
Right.
I don't know.
Where's my concealed to carry? Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, y'all want me to go talk to these? All right, I guess I'm gonna go talk to these guys, because but it's some tough neighborhoods like that.
You gotta be careful. Yeah.
Julia, have you had some of those experiences, especially now with everything that's going on? How have you had some of those experiences as far as dealing with race and things to that degree?
I can't compare to the Black experience, but when I work in the South, especially in the Carolinas, up in Northern Virginia, this blends in. Everybody else.
So you're good.
In the South, I was doing a drilling operation. I'm a geologist by day, so this makes sense. I was doing drilling down by, I forgot what Air Force Base, right outside Sumter in South Carolina. No, in Sumter. And they would say things like, you're pretty cool for a Jew. Or like, I don't see no horns on you, girl. Like, your grandpa's anti-Semitism. Like, they know what this is.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, like, I haven't seen that in rescue, though, because I'm a chubby white woman. And I blend in there. Incognito.
Thank you for helping me fit in, because at first, even now, still, at times, I still don't fit in. Like, I remember a best friend conference I went to, and it was different training rooms, different training classes. This was years back when I was learning, and I'm always still learning, of course, but it was different rooms you could go in for training. And I went, like, two of the rooms I went in, everybody just kind of looked and was like, are you in the right room? Are you
right?
You work here? Do you work here? Where do you? And I'm sitting down like, no, I'm here for TNR Cat Rescue. They like, what? So
you don't look like the norm.
right. But it's women like Julia that didn't help me fit in and keep me feeling like, hey, you doing good. You on point. It's all right. So
I remember the first time I saw you, Sterling.
What was I doing?
It was in one of Beth Frank's like massive TNR groups, and you just posted a picture. And at the time, I was doing a campaign for getting more cat guys into the promotional media for cats, adoptable cats. And I looked at everyone was like throwing their underwear at you. I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. And I'm like, we're friends now.
He could probably do it better than you, right? Everybody who want to judge, like, let me you just a quiet bomb. I love that. Like, go ahead, judge me. Because I'm going to come in and I'm going to surprise you.
Right. So you said, I gotta bring this up though. I don't want to keep you forever, Julia, but I gotta bring this up. You said you're a geologist too. Like, can you talk about that some? Because that's pretty interesting for one, outside of just cat rescue and doing what you do. And plus, my buddies Sam and Deb of the Acro Cats probably would knock me out if I didn't tell you they said hello
I missed them. I actually came up with my Facebook memories not too long ago when they were up here, and I was a volunteer backstage. That was great. That was so much fun. I loved it.
Shout out to the Acrocats for real.
Yeah.
But tell us a little about that. You're a geologist going to traveling the world. What's up with that?
Family business. My dad was a federal geologist for 30 some odd years. He's one of those guys that if he stops working, he'll die. So he retired and we started a family business, and we have seen a lot of North America. We're got a contract up in Alaska. My specialty is placer mineral resources. So basically, you been to the beach and you see these strings of black sand or strings of red sand?
Yeah. What is it? I don't know what in the world.
Yeah. Those are the industrially interesting heavy minerals. And they group together because of particle density. I'm trying to keep this like real short. So a placer is that, but on a massive scale. So like all of Central Florida is a placer. So we go out there, we drill, we tell people what they got, we do, we check out the mineral assemblage, estimate tonnage, and help people figure out what their project might look like.
Wow. Yeah. What in the world do you not do?
Every time I get on this show, all of our guests, I'm like, I'm not doing enough. I feel
right. I'll be sitting here like, dang, I'm just still doing just TNR. Like,
let me get my notebook out, step my game up a little bit.
And so many of these cat rescue volunteers, because cats are so underfunded in shelters, and you know this, like we don't get the nobody's going to pay a cat trainer to come in like they do with the dogs. So a lot of us, most of us actually, I don't think I know a single cat rescuer who doesn't pay for their rescue work with their own money.
Oh yeah, well.
So most of us have day jobs that we just use to fuel this stuff, and I'm very, very fortunate that I can accommodate things like the academy and all these little symposiums and parties that I throw. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have this job.
I mean, hey, it helps. It brings people together, and it helps people like me because, like you said, you're paying for it out your own pocket. That's the reason why I live out of my vehicle, because you're not gonna do cat surgeries and rent at the same time. It's just not gonna happen. You're not. Once that $700 to $2,000 surgery or whatever come through, that's when you like, oh, I'm about to save this baby because I'm gonna miss rent. And I'm about to save this baby. This is happening. So definitely definitely understand that. So, Julie, I gotta ask you this question because the big homie Toriano always asks this to every guest. So I gotta ask you this: if I gave you a magic wand and you could make better or change something in cat rescue for good, what would it be?
Unlimited funds, because if it's not about money, it's about money.
Man.
Probably the coldest answer I done heard.
So do you know what type of life we would live if money wasn't involved? Like, I think we'd be at peace, right? Everything is just money, money, money. Get rid of it.
Man.
Can you imagine how great this stuff would be and how much we could do if we didn't have to divide our time with fundraising? It is garbage.
Gosh.
That's something I'm pissed off about this year. I did not. I was going to finally start fundraising. I was going to have my dad bod car wash where all the husbands come out in their little jeans.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a twist because everybody wants the girls with the bikinis and the big butts and boobs.
Yeah,
hey, we might have to talk about that, Julie. That's kind of dope. We might have to chat about that one.
You're going to be in Virginia. We can pay through the window. But then keep shorts on.
Yeah, I love it. That's dope. Yeah, I might have to be a part of that one for real. So you say unlimited funding. I would definitely agree. At least for the cat rescue, at least for the TNR, because it's definitely it's tough. It's tough. And I think we would be able to get more people engaged and involved if you didn't have that portion of it. I mean, that's why I say I'm hoping to get this RV soon, because that's something I really want to do, is get on the other end of things to where I'm donating myself, or I'm, my focus is traveling around and we shining the light this week on this rescue in this group so they could raise funds, because it's hard. Not everybody got time to sit and sit on social media all day and, smile at people to get these donations like that. So it's tough. I'm real excited to be able to do that. So yeah, the funding.
I don't know how you do it, man. Like, I post on Instagram like maybe once a month, every other month. I'm like, don't look at me. Just let me do it. Look at me.
That's me too, Julia.
That's most cat people though. Most cat people, I always say, most cat people not people. And I'm lucky to have come from an entertainment background, because I see it. I understand it. Most of my friends, most of the people I rescue with, they don't care about that. And they be like, how do you post like that? How do you even do that? I'm used to it from having to post music and here's my new song. Listen to my new song. I'm used to doing that. But in rescue,
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of work. All of that is like, Toriano encouraged me to do a page for Bentley, and I'm just like, dude, I feel like I have to have my camera with like, it's a lot. It's almost like, let me hire somebody to do this. This is too much.
It's
Social
crazy.
media is like a whole nother job.
It is a job. It is a job. I started posting everything because of my job. Like when I worked for the county shelter, they just gave me all the traps I wanted. They gave me a van. They gave me the keys so I could come in late at night and bring all the cats that I trap in there. So after a while I was doing it, I would be like, you know what, let me film when I'm returning cats, because it's nobody supervising me. They don't know what I'm out here doing. Let me start filming it. They just see the vets just come in and it's just a bunch of cats in there from the night before.
And when I was looking at looking at your videos, it puts a whole different perspective. I'm like, oh, that's how he does it. Oh. So it makes sense.
That's why we got to shine a light on it, because there's been so many people before me doing it much bigger.
Chanel, you've had a parade of cat people this month. That must have been a real treat for you.
Let me tell you something. I've learned a lot, okay? And I'm not even I'm not a cat person. I don't dislike them, but I'd rather not be bothered with them. But yeah, I've learned a lot. I'm like, I didn't think that, I think Bentley probably has scored up, because I'm like, I didn't think cats needed that much attention, right?
Oh yeah.
I've learned a lot.
They independent, but they need a lot too. You still gotta, you need to play with them, you need to interact, you need to bond with them. That's why, again, shout out to my peeps, my family at the Acro Cats, who, they big on that training and activities to help bond with your cat. It's dope. It's dope too, especially whistle training. Please, y'all, everybody tuning in. Whistle training, clicker training, check it out. It really helps. So you're not running around trying to get to the vet with your carrier. Like, come here, Floofy, come here, Floofy, come here, Floofy. Get in the carrier. You could just whistle and Floofy go in the carrier. Right?
We did that at the Academy too. I would definitely have Charmaine back to do that.
Heck yeah. I always tell them they need to do more of it. I mean, the Acro Cats are getting more involved now, but I always tell them, because that's even just for adoption, if you could clicker train a cat to high five, you just boosted their chances of getting adopted. I mean, it takes it to another level. A high five?
Yes.
Shoot.
He didn't have to.
And Bentley cute too. Better watch Bentley. Somebody gonna come get Bentley. He cute and high fiving.
Man, he's a beast though. He's a scary beast. He gonna bark you down. Like, what you doing here? He got a big boy bark, so it's like you would think he's a pit bull. This little 30-pound little dog. Like, you ain't gonna do nothing. He's so scary.
But he sound big though.
Yeah, he sound big. The other day he was just barking. It was somebody by my gate. And he was just barking, and the people was looking like, well, where is it coming from? Where's it coming from? And he looking at you like, I see you. You don't see me. But I'm like, yeah, keep him away. Keep him away, my little alarm clock, alarm system.
So, Julia, thank you for coming on. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you,
We need to chat some more about that car wash in Virginia, because that's a hilariously dope idea. I'm about to be out there with my homies Bob and Angelo. I want to say a few things before we get out of here, because this is the last day
for
CAT-Tober.
I'm looking at cats differently now. Like, oh Okay.
Right. Usually the Wolfkeeper is a dog show. It's been amazing. So shout out to Toriano, Chanel. Shout out to my girl Mary Tan for making this happen, for us to be able to share this information on a predominantly dog platform, because we all need to work together to help all our furry friends. So shout out to that.
Rejoice. We can't forget about her.
Rejoice. Yes. Rejoice is behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Rejoice. Yeah, we wouldn't even have none of this if we didn't have her, right?
Right. Again, big homie Toriano, who's not with us because, like I said, I got him locked in the closet.
Lock him up.
No, but shout out Bodega Cats. Bodega Cats of Instagram for hooking me up with my hoodie, and we've been working together to do a lot to help work towards TNR, stray and feral cat population. So shout out to Bodega Cats. Also, I want to take a second. My buddy Catman of West Oakland recently, he had a cat named Stubbs that he rescued. I was cool with Stubbs, happy to meet Stubbs. Stubbs just passed away probably about 2 days ago. So want to send positive vibes to Adam Myatt, Catman of West Oakland, and Stubbs. Yes. Heart goes out to y'all. And that's about it, y'all. That's the CAT-Tober takeover.
CAT-Tober.
We ended it with my buddy Julia. We did it big out here.
Yay, Julia.
Right. Thanks everybody for tuning in to this episode the whole month, and going forward, still tune in to the Wolfkeeper show. Again, my name is Sterling Trap King Davis with my girl Chanelly Nell, my girl Julia who came through. Headbutts and slow blinks. Good people, it's all about love.
Slow blinks, I love it.
That's right. Thank y'all. Love y'all to death.
Peace and love.
Peace.